Well, Jammu and Kashmir National Conference leader and Srinagar Lok Sabha MP Aga Syed Ruhullah Mehdi joins us now. Mr. Mehdi, thank you so much for your time on NDTV. My first question to you, sir. You've just had an all-party meeting in Srinagar. How do you see the Pahalgam terror attack? What does this mean for the people of Jammu and Kashmir? Because this kind of brutality on civilians is something the country hasn't witnessed in several years.
Well, it's a dastardly terror attack. I mean, no words are enough to condemn this act of terror. And this reminds of what we, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, in particular, have been going for the last 3 decades, and for the lives that we have sacrificed, both within Jammu and Kashmir and those from outside Jammu and Kashmir. This is a reminder of the fight that we have been fighting and the sacrifices that we have made. No words are enough to condemn this act of terror. These were not the guests, these were the fellow citizens who laid their lives in this attack, who had come here to spend a good time, a few days out of their busy schedule, and would have, come here with hope to create good memories. But this incident left scarring memories for the families and for the population in general. So there are no enough words for us to condemn this. And
right.
I assure you, people of Jammu and Kashmir stand united against this act of terror and the ideology which feeds these kinds of acts.
Right. Just coming to that in a bit. So there have also been back-to-back review meetings in the last 2 days. Home Minister was in Pahalgam. So was the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. All party meetings are being held both in Srinagar and in Delhi. How do you look at this collective condemnation of terror? There's also a diplomatic offensive that's been pushed against Pakistan. Parties in Kashmir have been organizing bunds, speaking in one unified voice. But Mr. Mehdi, words don't build lasting peace. So clearly there's something more that's required, isn't it?
Well, more than words. There needs to be an effort to bring a complete end to these acts. And we need to evolve more beyond words, and we need to find resolve these issues that feed these kind of acts, or provide this environment for these kind of acts. In terms of Kashmir, no political party had ever thought that this kind of organic protest against this act of terror would be witnessed. But this organic response from the people of Jammu and Kashmir against this act of terror is not only reassuring, but a reminder that we need to do something more than words. We have been hearing about the diplomatic posturing that has been happening for since yesterday. And we hope that something substantial happens which brings a closer to this issue and the environment which feeds with these incidents.
Right. Mr. Mehdi, also, the resurgence of terror in Kashmir, people who have lived through the 80s and 90s in Kashmir are aware of what radicalism can do to the valley, singling out people, asking people their identities, making it clear that this is about faith and nationality, targeting tourists. What does this say about the kind of terrorism that is clearly surging in this valley? We've seen attacks on army personnel earlier, migrant workers, Kashmiri pundits, and now it's the tourists. Do you see?
More than the people in the rest of the nation, it's very important for us in Jammu and Kashmir to understand what's behind this, because this is unprecedented and unacceptable. Targeting people on the basis of their religion, on the basis of their faith, identifying them for their faith and then targeting them is unacceptable and at the same time unprecedented. What do they want to achieve out of this? What was the objective for this? We need to know, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, because we do not identify ourselves with that kind of ideology. We have been the victims of this kind of ideology. We have always fought against this kind of ideology. But we need to know. We need to know about the people who were behind this, who organized this, and what was the purpose that they wanted to serve. This nation is already in a fragile state in terms of communal harmony. Who is it? Who are the forces? Those who want to add to the the disturbances in already a fragile social fabric. I would again say that the people of Jammu and Kashmir, do not, support this kind of ideology. We do not identify ourselves with this. Whoever has done this is not the enemy of those who were the victims of this attack, but the enemy of the entire humanity, enemy of the religion of Islam. I fail to understand from which, teaching of Islam could they derive the strength to kill others on the basis of religion.
Right. Mr. Mehdi, when you talk about the ideology that often, drives people to do this, how do you fight that ideology? Because often it is steeped in radicalism, extremism, and we did see even in elections, there were a number of independents who, who contested elections. So clearly, would you say that there are people in the valley who need to have this wake-up call that this is not something that they should be supporting because it's at the end of the day causing a lot of bloodbath and divisions in the society?
Whoever it is, wherever it is, he or she is, whether in valley or beyond valley, people need to realize that this is unacceptable. This is beyond any parameters of humanity, and this is unacceptable at all levels. And those who would be at any level sympathetic towards this kind of a cause, need to realize that this is inhumane. It is. Completely, unacceptable in this society. And I think, as I said, this society, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, they have reflected in their anger, in their response to this incident, and that will turn this kind of organic response from the people of Jammu and Kashmir will turn those fringe elements, into something that are not only unaccepted and they are unwanted as well.
Right. My last question to you, sir. Mr. Mehdi, how do you look at the impact of this incident on the tourism sector of Kashmir? Pahalgam, mini Switzerland, it was a popular tourist spot. All of us have dreamt of going to Kashmir at some point. It's also the bread bowl of southern Kashmir. There are these smaller places like Kulgam, Badgam, where you come from. All these places were also being improved as tourist sites. Clearly, those attempts will face a setback now. A red line has been crossed. How do you see Kashmir recovering from here on?
Though I would not want to make tourism the center point of this incident. This is beyond tourism. This is beyond the economics. It's about humanity. Humans have lost their lives in this incident, and we feel for them, and it's a loss for us. But as you said, in response to your question, the casualty is not the individuals, those who lost their lives, unfortunately. The casualty will be the bread and butter of the people of Jammu and Kashmir as well. As you know, a large section of the population in this valley, derive their, bread and butter from tourism, and it's a sector which contributes to almost 10 to 15% of the GDP of the state, and it was coming back to its great times, and it reflected in many sectors, in many activities around the valley. But after this, as someone rightly said, that those bullets were not only shot at those individuals, that those bullets were, also shot at the families, thousands of the families who earned their bread and butter. So, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to, make it a point around tourism.
Right. Sir, you've also been a critic of your own CM in the past, but in this case, are you completely with the National Conference, and also are you also aligned with some of the policies that the centre has also initiated in its counter-terrorism fight?
This is not a point where you pull out your criticism and pull out your political points and issues. This is a disaster. This is a tragedy. And we all stand united. We all stand united in response to it, and fight in our fight back. Against whatever happened in Pahalgam a few days ago.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Mehdi, for giving us your time and speaking to NDTV. Thank you so much.